Good morning, this is Justin back with an engineer's perspective, and today we're talking about this guy right here, the Leatherman Arc. So this is big news in the Leatherman multi-tool community. I think it was very hyped up as some of the good marketing that Leatherman has actually done for once, so good on them. There's been, I think, a lot of positive, maybe a little bit of negative out and about in the internets, but I'm here to say that right now you're looking at what's probably my favorite multi-tool that's ever been made. And so let's just kind of give you my initial impressions, walk through some features, and let you go on your way. If you want specific specifications, weight, size, all that good jazz, you can go onto Leatherman's website and look that up yourself. But yeah, here we'll talk about my initial impressions. Right off the hop, just to get it out of the way, this is the sheath it comes with. This is the one that came with my free P2, so it's much larger. It's got the side pockets, it's got front and back bit storage, and then it's got their kind of limited bit sheath there. So that's all cool. So the tool itself, so obviously it's based on the free series. So there's the P2. For me, I think that's a good thing because in my mind, they addressed all the problems with the free series, and that's the story of the Arc. Basically, in my mind, Leatherman heard what everybody said. I don't like these things about the free. I don't like these things about the charge. I'm gonna fix both of those things and then stick them into the free body. And that's what the Arc is in my mind. And that's a beautiful thing, truthfully. So right off the hop, things that I did not like about the free series is they didn't have an upgraded steel option. Well, now we've got, sorry for the weird lighting, we've got a MagnaCut blade in there, which is so cool. I'm not, some MagnaCut fanboy that thinks it's the best thing ever and, all that good jazz, but is MagnaCut probably the perfect stainless steel for a multi-tool that you want higher edge retention out of? It is. It definitely fits that bill. You're going to get your maximum toughness with your maximum edge retention ratio. Especially when you're comparing to like S30V, which is a great steel and I love having it in the charge, but it's a lot more ideally suited for a multi-tool, just being tougher and having a lot higher edge stability. So now you can get a free pattern with upgraded blade steel, and I think they made the perfect choice on it. One thing that's kind of weird is they chose to coat it in what I'm guessing is some sort of PVD or DLC coating. Kind of weird for MagnaCut. MagnaCut's very stainless. It's not really needed. I think that aesthetics sell, and so they were going for an aesthetic, obviously, with the Arc of having kind of the silver on black look. It's a good look. I would have gone without just to say make it less expensive, but hey, whatever. So there's the big one. The next set is the outer tools. Something that I absolutely hated about the free was the stupid file. So not only do we get a full-size outside accessible or like major size file, we've got the rough cut and the diamond. That's a huge deal for me. That's something that why I never bought the P4. Didn't have the right tools on it. That's something that the charge obviously is carried. So that's a great integration, having that on the outside. Over here, the free outside accessible scissors. Love that about the free. They're great scissors, way better than what's on the charge. So that's a huge upgrade over the charge, and good on them for keeping that from the free. And then they kept the saw. I like having the saw over like the serrated blade personally, because it gives you more options. So I think that was a good move. Maybe the only thing that they could have done, I think, differently here would have been if they had done the T-shank adapter, like on the Surge. That could have been an add, but you see it's pretty thin in there. I don't know how well it would have fit, but that could have been an upgrade. But I like having the saw. It's a Leatherman saw. It's great for drywall, PVC, wood. It's a good saw, so I'm stoked on that. And so they have basically the perfect set of outside or main core tools, the outs 4 tools. So then moving on to the inside tools, big complaint about the Free was having the non-exchangeable bit. You've got your bit exchanger. That's awesome. It's a bit exchanger. Then they put this can opener on here, and this is kind of the weird one in my mind. I prefer the hawkbill can opener style on a multi-tool like this. But you know, if you are faced with a can that you can't open, this is probably the most ideal case of having an actual can opener, I guess. So I guess it's nice to have. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what else would I have rather had in there. I personally would have taken like a flat, really thick driver. Like I've actually modified my P2 to have that right here because the ruler was so stupid. I literally cut it off to make a big driver, just opening junction boxes and stuff that always have those huge flat heads. So maybe that's what I would have preferred there, but if you need a can opener, you need a can opener. And so having the bit exchanger over the regular Phillips that they had is a big upgrade. Moving on to the other side, you'll see more upgrades. So we've got the eyeglass driver, which I'm also kind of on the fence about. I do use it for a lot of things. I take it out. I use the flathead to like scrape in little cracks and crevices. I use it as kind of like a punch for glasses if you got them. So I think I'm happy overall that it's there. We have a standard flat driver there. I don't know what size it is, 1/4 inch maybe, 3/16. And what I like is that a problem with the Free stuff is it was all tumbled and rounded, and these do have that going on, but when they ground this flat into it, it is still sharp on this top edge, and a screwdriver should be sharp. So I think that's still a good win there. It's got solid reach. It's got the bottle opener down in there. I like that. But I like having this normal, dedicated flathead in here, like what the Charge has. And then they answered our prayers for what we hate about the Charge and Wave, is they gave us an all. And I love having an all, so that's 100% a smart switch. Because if you really look at this, at the end of the day, this 3 tools here is what's inside the Charge and Wave, is the flat, the eyeglass, and the mini scissors. And everybody can agree, hey, you should put the mini scissors on the outside, you should put an all in there. It's exactly what Leatherman did. They listened to that. That's awesome. On the other side, with a problem with the Free, is that you had your permanent 2D Phillips driver in there, and then kind of this goofy package opener straight driver. And we said, no, we want the bit exchanger in there. And they listened to that. They did it. They did the things that we're all begging for. On the Free, the problem with it is we said, hey, this file is a sick joke. That doesn't do anything. They said, cool, understood. We know that this is the file you guys like. They gave it to us. Bam. You want upgraded blade steel? We're going to give you the best option that's out there for this application. Like, they did it all. They really did. With the pliers, I think lots of people have broken the pliers in like the Charge series. Leatherman advertises the pliers as being their strongest yet. And so when you get the strongest pliers they've got in a package that's lighter than like a Surge or Super Tool 300, I think that's awesome. I haven't seen a lot of these broken yet. Not that you can't, you definitely can. Yeah, I mean, full featured. I mean, the Free had it too, but you've got your crimper in the back there. I like these pliers. I think they're really well done. You got the replaceable cutters. There's some differences between these two. On the Free, this gap is actually a little bit smaller than on the Arc. They increase the size of that gap. I guess just a little more room for crimping, get better leverage. I think your handle angle comes out a little bit more on the Arc, so you can see that the tip of the handle is further out. I always loved how tight in the handle angle was on the Free, so for me it's a slight bummer that the handle angle or or handle distance is a little bit greater, but it's still a major improvement over like the Charge Free or the Charge Wave series. So that handle angle is something I still really do appreciate. They have a new version of cutters that they're putting on all their Leathermans. You can see there's a little bit of daylight right there. Evidently it's causing people to crack them down in the bottom of that hard wire section. You know, I've cut a bunch of copper wire, and I cut some of the like really soft fencing wire that you would use on like a chain link fence, but just to like strap it onto like the posts. I don't know what it's called, but it's pretty soft and malleable with no issues. So, I mean, if I crack mine, I'll just replace them and whatever. What else? Oh yeah, pocket clip. Never could really enjoy the Wave Charge pocket clip. I always liked the free pocket clip, so bam, they put this one on there. It's fantastic. What the arc is at the end of the day is Leatherman said, what's everything good about the free, everything good about the Charge Wave, what's the things that people don't like? We're going to fix those things and put all those things together into one. You got the arc. I think they crushed it. I think it's awesome. Yeah, it's really, really good. So some negatives to finish out. The blade, the grind on it is very thick. I'm not surprised by that from Leatherman. They're going to be conservative. I sharpened it down to 17 degrees per side on the KME. We're currently at about 32 thousandths behind the edge. So you can see a very thick bevel there. So geometry is a little thick for my taste, but it does still cut okay, you know, just fine through cardboard. So I think it was still it's still very suitable for this purpose, but like it's not going to have the geometry of a dedicated pocket knife. Other thing, mine came very stiff from the factory. It loosened up some through use, but you can see it's still not quite fully free, but very usable. You know, not like my actual free is, or my broken in Charge, but very usable. There's quite a lot of slop in this connection right here. These screws could probably afford to be tightened down some, but I think that's just kind of a symptom of the free series where they want that action to be very kind of loosey-goosey. I don't think it's a huge deal, but you notice that. Man, that's pretty much it. I talked about how the handle angle is a little bit greater, but like really minor stuff. This, if Leatherman asked me, what do you want us to make you in a multi-tool? I think this is what it would have been. It's really, really good. And honestly, hats off to Leatherman. Thank you for taking the time to make this and bringing it to market, because it addresses all of my wants and needs in a multi-tool. So highly appreciate it. Like I said, this is more of a initial impressions video. There will be kind of follow-up review way on down the line whenever I'm feeling up for it. But yeah, that's the Leatherman arc for you. I dig it. I hope you do too. That's all I've got for today. Have a good one. Bye.